Peace. So I want you guys to check out this quick little code overview for the Cypher Pulse. So I haven't really talked too much about this. Kind of just released it and made like a video or something about it. But it uses two CC1101s for the ESP32. So first thing you're gonna want to do is go to this Smart RC folder. So the idea behind this is that because there is two radios, you can't have two. You can have two on the same library, but I found that a little bit more difficult. Um, so I just ended up pretty much cloning the library and making a whole bunch of edits. So because I didn't see anyone do that, that's why I put this out here. So really all you need to do is put this folder in your Arduino / libraries folder, and then the code will find it. So you're gonna want to go to this .eno file, and kind of a lot of code. So this is gonna be kind of a brief overview, but we'll give you some ideas. And if you're interested, you could go to the Hacker Hardware Academy, and I got a lot more deep dives, but have some people asking some questions, so I wanted to do this video. So here are all the includes. Tried to keep things all nice and organized. So you see this is the folder that we added for the second radio. And if you do need a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, you can uncomment these. And then this is where it creates the two radio instances. And all this is just some configuration stuff. If you are using a different display, make sure you change this stuff. This is for the dimensions. And then if you're not using the special fonts, you can just take that out. If you want to add an LED, you can. I believe the code has stuff in there for the LED. But I just have, if you ever just don't want to use something, you could just do 99. And then if you have different pins, I highly recommend you add resistors. If you are using these pins, you have to. 10,000 ohm resistors on each button. If you're using that with the ESP32. So here are the pin layouts for each radio. So if you need to change them, you can. Or if you're doing this on your own project, do what you need to do. So with the display, there's kind of a few things going on. So this is the state management. So this is like the memory of the menu. So if you ever need to change or add menu items, you'll need to change that and also the menu items variable. And then once you change that, you have to make sure to either add or remove that from these menu labels. So that's how you can do updates and have everything going. But actually, there's a lot you have to do to change the menu, because you change these three things and then you go all the way down to the bottom, and then you have to go to the loop and make sure you change the state there. So you see each state has a case. And then also in the execute selected menu items, you have to add or remove a state as well. So you change the state at the very top, then you change the menu items, then you change the menu label, then you change the execute selected menu item, and then you change in the loop the case for that item. So you have to make sure you change or remove everything when you change a menu item if you want it to display properly. Not just display properly, but also function properly. So hopefully that made sense. So next we're going to go to the draw menu, and this is where you will edit anything if you want the UI, user interface, of the display to change. And once again, you can use AI too if you have minute changes you want to do. This is the non-blocking delay. So normally people type in delay, but this is kind of the smarter way to use it, which I highly recommend. So that's in case you're doing multiple delays. It doesn't block and stop the whole program. So some other important things, if you do want to change the functions of the radio, you'll do that here. And then this is where you change the actual configurations, like what frequency it's on. So you can change it programmatically when it's running, but when it starts, you can also have it be at a certain frequency. And then some other stuff if you're into radio engineering. And then these are all the functions that I pulled out of the original. And then, yeah, so it's like if you want to add or modify any of these functions, you can. But I went through and modified the most important ones and at least converted all of them. So you can use them. Like for instance, this scan function really goes through a lot of different stuff. So if you want to tweak it to your liking, you can. But I kind of went through a lot and made sure it's as good as it needs to be. And then there's certain things I haven't tested too much, but like the save and load, that's how you can relay different functions and stuff, or relay different frequencies. And then we have the toggle jamming mode as well. So if you wanted to change how the data is being sent over, that's where you would do that. And then also please mess around with the brute force. I haven't really messed too much with that. So I don't know how well that one's working, to be honest. But then we have the record data, which works good and all that. So yeah, make sure you go through and change whatever you want. And then we have just the display and the drawing functions and some basic or some general functions and the handle menu. So once again, this is a very important function to execute selected menu item. So once again, if you're adding functions, then you definitely want to make sure you have it there. And then as well, this is a little bit more specific, but I have the display being forced to start on certain pins. And then also make sure you have the buttons starting up. And this is where both of the radios initialize. So if you're only using one, you could take out the second one or whatever you want to do. Technically, you could add as many radios as you want if you have the libraries for it. And this is just where it initializes. And yeah, that's pretty much it, because then we go back into the loop, which handles all the functions, and then also some of the jamming functions. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help out. And once again, check the resources down below to find out more. Peace.